I tried to get my car out of this snow again. Actually, I think I've become an expert at this because I've been doing this now for a while. My car just, I don't have a Jeep or I don't have a truck, anything that can get me out of this crazy snow. But anyways, good morning, y'all. We reached another Monday. Um, I'm a real person, right? And when I say that, I mean I'm not like I'm doing wonderful this morning. And I'll be honest, if I am doing wonderful, I say it. I mean, you guys have heard me. If I'm like something amazing happened today, I feel great today, I will say that. If I'm like I'm down in the dumps and I feel terrible, I will say that. And if I'm having an average time, an average time on an average day, oh goodness, I gotta. What's happening right now at this moment is that I live on a very narrow block, an extremely narrow block that on a good day, two cars cannot fit through. But on a snow day, which this has been a very extended snow day, one and a half cars can't fit through it. So basically, if I'm going down the block and a car is turning into the block, um, and I'm coming down the block, they just have to reverse out or vice versa. If I turn into a block and I see a car coming, because there's nowhere for us to turn the car into a spot temporarily for the other car to pass like we would normally do. So we just end up having to reverse all the way out of the block and hope that nobody's coming from the other side to block us from reversing, because then we just have a traffic jam. Like that. Lady. Woo! New York living, man. Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, this is the best city on earth, but that's probably about 10% of the time. The other 90%, I'm like, why am I still here? Because really, my New York story, most people, I guess, just assume that I decided to come to New York because of, I don't know, oh, I want to be in a city that never sleeps, or some big city aspirations or dreams or whatever. A lot of people probably think that or assume that, but I came to New York because my folks came to New York, and I was 18, 17, 18 at that time. So yeah, like technically I could have gone somewhere else, but if you have your parents around, uh, yeah, if you got your folks around, you're like 18, 17, 18, whatever. You pretty much go where they go. So that's what happened with that, and I always had it in my mind that as soon as I finish with college, I will start my life somewhere else. So I did that. I left New York immediately after graduation. I graduated 2010, and I left New York 2011 to go live in Massachusetts. I ended up back in New York due to actually I had one more detour. I had my Georgia stop. Wait a minute, let me reverse that. Let me think about this because I'm starting to get mixed up on the order. Okay, 2010 was my graduation. 2010 was my graduation. Wow, I cannot remember the order. That's rare. So I want to say in 2010, I went to Georgia after my graduation. That's what happened. I went to Georgia in 2010, and I stayed in Georgia until 2011. Came back to New York because of multiple reasons. Another story for another day. Um, Someone I was seeing in Georgia, basically, and didn't work out. So I came back to New York, and then 2011, I went to Massachusetts, and then 2012, that's when I had my mental health diagnosis, and things were really bad at that time. So that's why I ended up coming back to New York. But I always had it in my head that as soon as I get better, as soon as my mental health gets better, I'm gonna move right back somewhere else. I'm gonna leave New York. But a lot of circumstances led to me. Those circumstances do not exist now. It's just like I've been here so long. 20 years. This is the 20th year. Um, I don't really consider myself as here during those years because I was just coming back during breaks from college. But good morning. I was just coming back from my breaks from college. By the way, there's 13 people watching.